And Jaguar saw it coming from miles away.
She even compared it to the Tory Lanez situation. Said how people ignored evidence because they were addicted to the storyline. Once a narrative gets traction, truth can't keep up.
And that's the setup in motion.
What is YouTube? We gonna go straight into this, man. No music. Comment section complaining. Look, man, do the music or do one or the other, something like that. Jaguar Wright warning to Katt Williams. It's already happening. Katt Williams, shout out to Katt Williams, man. Do your thing, brother. Uncle Mike's still behind you, man. You ain't done nothing wrong. Do you? Hit that thumbs up. You too, Jaguar Wright. Can't get no writer. Let's check this bad boy out.
Something about this feels different. When Jaguar Wright spoke this time, it didn't sound like gossip. It sounded like a warning. Like she knew the storm that's been circling Katt Williams was about to hit.
And the way she said it, that chill in her voice.
The one thing that I know for sure is that they will take any opportunity that they had to trash and disgrace and destroy anyone who was brave enough to tell the truth.
My water.
Even this man's passing.
Nah, that wasn't random. Jaguar been calling out the same names Katt did. Diddy, the industry handlers, the ones who moved the evidence and silenced the truth. And now she's basically saying they coming for him.
Exactly. The truth teller became the target. And the scariest part, everything she warned about is already happening.
We're breaking it all down. The warning, the setup, and why Jaguar's words might be the most prophetic thing Hollywood's heard in years.
And before we get into it, shout out to our newest sub, Reese Williams. You joined at the perfect time because this tea is scalding hot. Girl, when Jaguar started speaking this time, it didn't sound like no random live stream rant. It sounded spiritual. Like she'd seen something coming for Katt.
Right? And she wasn't whispering either. She said flat out that people were waiting for Katt Williams to fall, almost cheering for it. That's dark energy.
She said, I've never seen folks so eager to tie a man to a tragedy. Think about that. Instead of letting the case breathe, social media was spinning the Katt paid official story before police even finished the report.
That's why it hit different, because Jaguar's been in this game long enough to recognize the pattern. The same one she says took down artists who tried to speak too loud.
Exactly. And she framed it like a chess move. First, flood the headlines with confusion. Second, connect his name to something tragic. Third, step back while the internet does the rest.
And boom, credibility gone. You don't even have to arrest him. Just taint the name.
Jaguar even said it plain. They want Katt discredited before he speaks again.
Katt Williams take the fall for this or go down for this and be responsible for this or set it up or done this or done that. And the only thing that makes sense to me is y'all want him to be bad because Diddy is still in jail.
She believes there's a playbook in motion.
Rock Nation is looking really bad and all you Illuminati people, you're all looking real bad right now.
Keep the loud ones labeled crazy, unstable, or washed up. So when the real receipts drop, nobody listens.
And let's be real. That strategy been working for decades. They called Prince paranoid, called Dave Chappelle erratic, called Kanye, well, you know. Whenever somebody breaks formation, they hand out a crazy label like it's a backstage pass.
Period. And Katt been catching that heat since Shay Shay. Remember, he exposed the handshake deals, the evidence hiding, the hush money flow. And now suddenly, tragedy finds its way near his circle. Jaguar said, that's not coincidence. That's cleanup.
She even brought up how evidence gets buried till the statute of limitations expires. Meaning, they don't erase it. They just hide it until it's useless. That's how power plays work in Hollywood. Delay equals innocence.
And she warned Katt directly.
All of the people that Katt Williams spoke against on Shay Shay have actually done those things.
Whoa.
Stop thinking silence protects you. She said they'll twist your quiet into guilt.
They've actually paid authorities to get rid of evidence, to corrupt evidence, to hold evidence until things made it past the statute of limitation.
That line gave me chills.
Because she's right. In the court of public opinion, silence sounds like confession. People don't want facts. They want feelings. And Jaguar knows how fast those feelings get weaponized.
She compared it to Tory Lanez, remember? Said even when DNA proved nothing, the story already decided guilt. That's the same machine spinning around Katt. Truth optional, narrative mandatory.
And notice the timing. Diddy cases exploding, lawsuits flying, executives getting nervous, and suddenly every old rumor about Katt starts trending again. Jaguar called it a signal flare.
She said, when the wolves start howling the same name, it's because the pack got the memo. Translation, Hollywood PR departments move in sync.
Exactly. And she positioned herself like a lookout on the hill, yelling, "Incoming!" while everybody laughs it off. That's the prophecy part, warning him before the story hardens into truth.
But what makes it hit harder is her empathy. She wasn't attacking Katt, she was protecting him. She said he's the last whistleblower they haven't touched yet. That line gave me chills again.
Because if she's right, that means the game plan is already underway. Not to destroy him physically, but to erase his credibility.
And if you look at the pattern, leaks, rumors, fake reports, silence twisted into guilt, it's textbook.
Jaguar might sound wild to some folks, but tell me this. Why do her crazy predictions keep matching tomorrow's headlines?
Exactly. That's why this feels less like gossip and more like prophecy. Every time she drops a warning, something in Hollywood shifts right after.
And this one, it wasn't about clout. It was a plea. She's basically saying, Katt, they coming for your name first.
When the Reggie Carroll story broke, it was like someone flipped a switch. One headline and suddenly Katt Williams went from truth teller to suspect overnight.
Exactly. And the wild part, he wasn't even there. No footage, no verified link. Just whispers and sources. But that didn't stop people from running with it.
Jaguar Wright said it best. It wasn't curiosity. It was a hunger to see him fall.
Katt and everyone was so hot for him to be involved. Like, I've never seen people want somebody to be involved in a tragic situation so bad.
She said,
what make it so bad is I saw 2 videos, man, on YouTube that was labeled something like, proof that Katt was there. No, proof that Reggie was with Katt, something like that. And the guy was saying that Reggie's brother talked to Reggie and said, where you at, man? Oh, I'm down here in so-and-so, whatever state they was in, with Katt Williams, right? And he said, see, told y'all Katt was there. And I said, nah, he was with Katt in that state or wherever they was doing, I'm on tour with Katt. That's what the brother said. But that don't mean that when this situation went down, Katt could have been at the store. He could have been somewhere else. Katt was probably home with his kids. Come on, man. Y'all try to twist. Boy, when y'all twist something real. Put a square peg in a circle hole until it fit. You just gonna push it. That's crazy, man. Too many people doing this. I don't understand that.
To be involved. Like, I've never seen people want somebody to be involved in a tragic situation so bad.
She said the energy behind those rumors wasn't about justice. It was about destruction.
And that's the setup. You don't need a conviction when public opinion does the sentencing for you.
They said he paid off the officials. They said the family was silenced with money. They said everything except the one thing that actually mattered. Proof.
And Jaguar wasn't buying it. She said if Katt was really that powerful, he wouldn't have spent half his life fighting charges that never stuck. She said, he's always been chased by the law, not protected by it.
That line hit hard because if you follow his history, the arrests, the detentions, the smear stories, he's been a magnet for chaos, not a puppet master of it.
But the silence? That's what really fueled the fire. Soon as Katt didn't make a statement, they said, see, he's guilty.
Yep.
It's the same trick every time.
And Jaguar was practically yelling, he's quiet because y'all made it unsafe to speak. She said his silence wasn't strategy, it was survival.
Ever since the Diddy verdict came in and Diddy hasn't gotten out of jail, social media has become quite insufferable for anybody that's a whistleblower.
And you can see how that plays out. The media keeps the spotlight on the man, not the mystery. Nobody asking who Reggie was meeting, what he was investigating, or why the details don't add up.
Right. The only question being pushed is, how do we make this Katt's fault? And Jaguar noticed that too. She said the narrative looked rehearsed, like the story was ready before the facts.
That's what made her warning so eerie. She wasn't saying there was some master plot. She was saying they never waste a good tragedy. If something bad happens, they'll twist it to destroy whoever's inconvenient.
And the proof is right there. Every time Katt's name trends, it's never for his comedy specials, never for his stand-up legacy. It's always tied to chaos.
Word.
Exactly. They stopped talking about the man's art and started scripting his downfall. And Jaguar saw it coming from miles away.
She even compared it to the Tory Lanez situation. Said how people ignored evidence because they were addicted to the storyline. Once a narrative gets traction, truth can't keep up.
And that's the setup in motion. Not one big cover-up, but a slow burn of reputation damage. Every rumor, every half-story, every silence turned against you until the audience forgets why they liked you in the first place.
And it's wild because it's situations like this that make it almost impossible for someone to defend their character, especially if people are convinced to want to believe the worst in your character.
That's the kind of war you can't see. Not bullets, just headlines.
And Jaguar's warning wasn't just for Katt. It was for anybody who thinks the system forgives truth tellers.
She said it plain. They don't silence you by locking you up. They silence you by making your name toxic.
And that's what's happening right now. While Katt stays quiet, the internet writes his story for him.
Which makes you wonder, when did silence stop being peace and start being a weapon? It's wild how fast a rumor becomes reality in this business. The machine don't even need proof, just a headline and a hashtag.
Exactly. By the time people check the facts, the damage is already done. That's how they move. Perception first, truth later.
And Jaguar laid it out clear. She said the system doesn't silence truth tellers with bullets anymore.
But they love weaving and crafting and coming up with all of these stories so that they can punish the people who ruin their little wet dreams about, the industry.
Wow.
It does it with stories. They take a whisper, stretch it, and feed it to the algorithm until everybody believes it.
And once your name's trending, it don't matter why. People see smoke and assume fire.
Jaguar said the media uses this tactic to train the public. She called it narrative conditioning. Make them doubt the messenger so they never have to face the message.
That's why she said Katt's quiet looks guilty. The same media that mocked him for speaking now punishes him for silence. That's not journalism. That's control.
And it's strategic. Paint the truth teller as unstable. Make the system look clean. It's the oldest trick in the book.
She said, they don't care if you're right. They just need you unbelievable. That's cold, but she's right. Once people stop trusting you, it don't matter what evidence you have.
And it's funny. All these outlets calling her crazy, but notice how her delusional claims keep aging like fine wine. Every time something she says gets dismissed, 6 months later, it's in court documents.
That's the part folks miss. The system counts on short memory. They know people move on before the receipts come out.
Exactly. And when the truth finally surfaces, it's quiet. No headlines, no corrections, no apologies, just silence.
That's why Jaguar said credibility is more valuable than money in this game. Once they take that, you're defenseless.
And they do it without breaking a single law. No threats, no violence, just reputation surgery. Cut the truth teller open till nobody wants to listen.
And think about how deep that runs. Katt's been turned into a meme more than a man. People forgot he's been performing for decades, selling out arenas. Now, all they see is controversy.
That's by design. Because the more you laugh at him, the less you'll hear him.
It's the same with Jaguar, too. She says one uncomfortable truth and instantly gets labeled emotional, unstable, bitter. All those words built to erase credibility.
And yet, everything she warned about keeps unfolding. Diddy's trials, sealed evidence, redacted files. Every single time, something backs her up.
So tell me, who's really crazy? The woman predicting the headlines or the industry trying to bury them?
That's the question. Because the more they discredit her, the more she looks like she was right all along.
Man, that's crazy how Mike Tyson had to move Diddy's hand. Man, it is way too much evidence that Diddy is going both ways. That's crazy. Look at this right here. Mike Tyson had to move Diddy's hand.
Every single time, something backs her up.
Pat somebody
down.
So
tell me, who's really crazy? The woman predicting the headlines or the industry trying to bury them?
That's the question. Because the more they discredit her, the more she looks like she was right all along.
And Katt's name getting dragged through it all is proof that this system doesn't care who it burns, as long as the message dies with the messenger.
Exactly. They don't need to silence his voice. They just need to twist it till nobody listens.
And if Jaguar's right, we're watching that process happen in real time.
Which makes you wonder, if truth can be rewritten this easily, what chance does anybody have once the headlines turn on them? Jaguar said something that stuck with me. The truth don't die, but the people who tell it usually disappear. That's the cost of honesty in Hollywood.
And she's got a point. Look around. Every time somebody starts pulling back the curtain, the lights go out on their career.
Exactly. And that's what makes her warning to Katt hit different. It wasn't about fear. It was about timing. She saw the pattern forming before anyone else did.
And it's not even about who's guilty or innocent anymore. It's about who controls the narrative. If they can rewrite your story faster than you can defend it, they win.
She said the new version of censorship isn't deleting your words. It's drowning them out. Flood the feed, flood the noise until your truth sounds like background static.
And Katt, whether he realizes it or not, is sitting in that danger zone right now. His silence has become the weapon they're using to erase him.
Jaguar warned that once they start spinning your quiet into guilt, the next move is isolation. The phone stops ringing, promoters vanish, and the headlines turn into obituaries for your reputation.
That's the part that scares me. You don't need to cancel someone if you can make the world forget they existed.
And that's exactly what she was trying to tell him. Don't disappear. Don't give them silence to work with.
But at the same time, can you blame him? Every word he says turns into ammo. Every joke becomes evidence. That's not freedom. That's a trap.
So now he's in this impossible spot. Speak and be destroyed, or stay silent and be erased. Either way, they win unless people start paying attention to how the game's played.
And that's what Jaguar is really trying to do. Make people see the pattern before it happens again. She's not defending every rumor. She's exposing the formula.
And that formula's older than any headline. Create chaos, plant doubt, and let the noise bury the truth. It's worked for decades, and it's working again right now.
But there's something poetic about all this, because for every system that tries to silence a truth pillar, there's always somebody like Jaguar who refuses to shut up.
Exactly. And maybe that's why her warning matters so much. Not because she's perfect, but because she's consistent, still standing, still talking, still pointing at the fire nobody wants to admit is burning.
And if her prophecy's right, Katt's next move decides everything. Either he steps back into the spotlight and owns his story, or the machine writes the ending for him.
Because the truth might survive, but not everybody who tells it does.
And that's the danger Jaguar was talking about. When speaking the truth turns into a death sentence for your peace, your reputation, and your name.
So maybe the real question isn't if Katt's in danger. Maybe it's whether the truth itself can still survive in an industry built to destroy it. Whatever you believe about Jaguar Wright or Katt Williams, one thing's clear. She saw something coming. And the silence around Katt right now, it feels less like peace and more like a countdown.
Yeah. And if history's taught us anything, when Hollywood gets quiet, that's when the loudest secrets start to surface.
So tell us in the comments, do you think Jaguar's warning was paranoia or prophecy?
Make sure you hit subscribe and turn on that bell so you don't miss what comes next, because this story's far from over.
And as always, sip slow, stay curious, and keep your eyes open.
And as always, stay hydrated.
You know what? The part that tripped me out is if you are accidentally human and you make a mistake. If you're a whistleblower, if you're a person that has a YouTube channel and you made a mistake. Jaguar Wright talks about so many different things. And if she accidentally make a mistake, oh my God, that is like whammo. Chop off with your head. Katt Williams make a mistake. If anybody make a mistake, it's bad enough that the public don't forgive. So then all of a sudden, oh, she be lying. She lying all the time. Don't trust Jaguar Wright. So many people came to me and said, Jaguar Wright is going to get your channel shut down. And I'm like, how can she do that? I mean, you got something that I don't know. So many people have came to me and said that you're going to get your channel shut down if you don't stop doing this, that, and the third or whatever. I don't know. And there was one more thing I was going to say. Uncle Mike can't remember. I need to write some of this stuff down. But Katt Williams, the brother thing. Whatever happened with that brother thing? Now, when people, this is what tripped me out when people tell a lie on purpose or twisted, this guy looks just like Katt Williams. I've been looking up and trying to research. Does Katt Williams really have a brother? I'm pretty sure he does. That's but I don't know. I don't know. So I'd rather stand on the truth. I'd rather stand on the truth if I know or if I think something is supposed to happen and it don't happen. My bad, y'all. I was wrong. I was wrong in the mother, man. Woo, I was wrong that time. I try to let the people know I'm human. It's funny because people always want to, you was wrong. And I say, nah, okay, you right. I was wrong. You right. And that just shut all that down real quick. See, they're going, if I would have did, you didn't, but this, forget it. I ain't got time for all that. I don't have time for all that. I think Diddy was wrong. I think Diddy deserve every month that he has. I wish it was more. I feel as though that the people are wrong who are supporting Diddy, talking about he ain't gonna be home before you know it. Bruh, I ain't never done no time and I don't want to. But I'm almost sure time moves slower than a mug when you in a jail. Especially at the level he was at. So 2 years for a Diddy? God dang, that's like, damn. You already did 1 year. Look how long it took you to do that 1 year. with that hope you thought you was going to get out. That's a long time, man. 2 more years. And that's 3 right there because it gave him 4 in 2 months. So you knock down 1 year, they're going to take off a year. So he going to do at least about 2 years. And by the time that happens, all these civil cases, one of them going to flip to criminal. All we need is 1. And then he found guilty on that 1 and he's still in jail. He going to transfer from this jail to another jail. Y'all don't see that happening? You got to see that part happening. Jesus Christ. And Lil Rod got all kinds of receipts, bro. So he said, I'm just telling you what he said. I ain't seen no receipts. Hell, I ain't seen no kids. I just seen kids in paperwork that was filed. But then we start finding out, y'all, that some of this paperwork that they filing, look at the female lawyer that filed something against, she had Jaguar Wright in the filing. Big homie CC was in the filing. And then the other guy that's real popular, got that big YouTube channel, I can't remember his name to save my life. All of them was in the thing, and they all had Jaguar was in jail on the date they was talking about. And I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me you can file paperwork and it could be wrong and a big lie. You just so happened that you wrote up this lie and filed it with the court system. That should be against the law right there. If Uncle Mike was the president, if I was the president, that would be against the law. You cannot file. I mean, if you make mistakes or whatever, we got to have a hearing because this right here is a straight up lie. How in the world you can say Jaguar Wright did all these things and she was over here in jail? Do you got the wrong date or something? What the heck is going on? Take your daggone your lawyership license or whatever. You need to go past a couple of more bars. That's what you need to do. I'm sick of all this, man. Where's the honest people, man? Where's the honesty at? It's so many straight up liars and trickeries and sneakeries and stuff, man. And I don't like it. I don't like it that one bit, man. So I stand on exactly what I like and what I don't like. It's a lot of lies out here. So if you think Uncle Mike lied on something, my bad. I thought it was, you showed me that I lied. I'm like, damn, I could have sworn that the police don't have to read you your rights before they lock you up. I stand on that because that's facts. They don't have to read you your rights when they locking you up. They have to read you your rights before they question you. The Miranda rights has to do with questioning, not arresting people. I have said this to 3 or 4 police officers and they told me I was wrong. Now, how much law they know? Boy, we gotta wake up. Our world gotta wake up, man. It's something scary. Go look it up. When the police arrest you, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. That's in Hollywood. It makes for a script dialogue. They gotta say something to make the movie interesting. So everybody look at Hollywood and say, well, he ain't read me my rights. I got a cousin that did 12 years and to this day, he's still standing on the fact that they messed up. They never read me my rights. I should have never did no time. You did 12 years and you still think you're right? That's wow. That's wow how people stand on something so hard. Oh my God, man. But who am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm just a YouTuber. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Shout out to all my enders. I love seeing that in the comments. Take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike. Told you so. Peace out.